In this video, I'm going to show you how to target your ideal enterprise clients that actually need your service. There is a bit of a myth that it's difficult to sign clients, enterprise clients. And the fact of the matter is, it is true. It is difficult because most people go with generic copy, mass market messaging, offers that don't make sense for their industry that they can tell is being sent to thousands of other people a day. And for that reason, enterprises will not engage, because the truth is, the further up market you go, the more complicated the solutions are. You aren't dealing with a shoe brand or some kind of CRM or sales software. You're talking about companies that have solutions for GPUs. They might do server infrastructure for certain types of businesses. You're talking about compliance software. These are different types of engagements, and they know that they don't have a mass market TAM. You're not going to go and book 60 appointments in 30 days for them. It's unrealistic to them. So I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to start us from the top. The very first thing you need to do is define your ideal client. It's not enough to just go and say, oh, we're going to go after software. That's going to be far too broad, and you're not going to have messaging that meets that client. That might have worked back in the day, but when it comes to email outbound, you need to make sure that you are speaking to the right customer. That might work for SMBs or even mid-market, but if you're talking about enterprise, you need to narrow your messaging down for the specific type of stakeholder you're talking to. So you need to understand a couple things. One, what industry are they in? What niche are they in? What do they solve for their customer? Who is their customer? Why does it matter that this company exists? You're talking to an enterprise that has several hundred employees. Several hundred employees is a lot. They have done something successful. They are serving some type of clientele well. Why does it matter that they exist? Why are they able to move in the market? Because they have a very defined target profile of customer. So understand those things. You are going to have a smaller list. That's going to happen. You are going to spend more time building that list. That's going to happen. You also need to understand, what size company are you dealing with? Is this a company with a couple hundred employees? Is it a couple thousand employees? Because you can make certain inferences about that company, what they might be doing already for outbound. Are they a 50-person team and they're maybe $5 to $50 million in revenue? They might not have a very well built out outbound motion. You'd be surprised how many of these companies are actually surviving off of just referrals and warm introductions and networking. But when you go into larger and larger organizations and they have several thousand, now you know that they are going to have some kind of outbound motion. It's about, how do you fit into that? Your messaging needs to reflect that understanding. And so we've defined the company now, but you need to define the title you should be going after. If you have some kind of legal solution, you don't need to talk to the CFO. Conversely, if you have some kind of accounting solution, you don't need to talk to the chief counsel. Make sure that your targeting includes the title of the person you're going after. And in fact, there are probably more titles you are not considering. If you have some kind of marketing solution, you want to do creative for an enterprise because you have some history of working in their industry, that's great. And you obviously want to go after the CMO titles, but there might be other titles you're not thinking of, and you need to spend some time with AI to figure it out. There could be brand directors. There could be VPs of creative. You just need to understand what is typical in this industry and have it tell you what it knows. So where do you get your actual data from? Where do you find the emails or the names or the contact information for the people that you're eventually going to actually outreach to? There has never been a better time in history to be doing outbound or account-based marketing, because there are databases being sprouted everywhere. You can use LinkedIn for one, but they also have Apollo. They also have Crunchbase. They've got industry-specific databases like BuiltWith or StoreLeads. You can even scrape Google Maps if you would like. The key is that once you have found some kind of solution to buy the data from, you need to make sure you are filtering properly, because you don't want to waste time or money or energy going after the wrong type of person. So again, talking about, how do you define the titles of the people that you want to reach out to? This is simply a conversation between you and an AI of your choosing, Claude or GPT or Perplexity or whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter. Just pick one and start prompting it with questions. Ask it, this is my solution. This is what I want to offer them. Who would be most receptive to this? What size company? What industries? What are the titles of these people that would be interested in this? Why would they be interested? What are they worried about? What keeps them up at night? What are they responsible for? Who do they report to? Ask these questions and really understand the persona of the person you are targeting. And then obviously you'll ask, What are the titles that this person has? Give me generic ones and then push it some more. Ask it again. Say, hey, this is good. This is a good start. But in this industry, are there any titles that we may not be thinking of that people don't know to ask for that are unique to this specific niche or sector? It really is that easy. You just take all the titles there, and then that's what you input into your search on LinkedIn, on Apollo, on Crunchbase, whatever. You can use ZoomInfo, you can use Apollo, whatever tool it is that you have in your company or that you are leveraging. Just make sure that you get as big of a list as you can while getting the most specific titles that you can. And then, very important, what you're probably going to be getting from this list is most likely emails, maybe phone numbers, and perhaps LinkedIn profiles if you are adding that as part of your outreach. Now, the thing to be very careful for is that a lot of these emails on these databases, no matter what, are going to be dead emails. For whatever reason, they might have left the company, they might have switched roles, it doesn't matter. The point is, you always need to verify the list before you send to it. You can simply use OmniVerifier or Million Verifier. Just look for some kind of verification software and use that. Now, even with all of this, you've gone ahead and you've got the right titles. You think you're looking at the right companies. You think you've got only good emails. I would always still gut check and look at the list and make sure that it all makes sense to you, because you are still going to have outliers. You're going to have some random videographer that happens to have some kind of chief videographer to the office of the CEO title that snuck into your leads, and you need to make sure you are cleaning for that. As well, you are also going to want to make sure that you are cleaning the companies. You should have some kind of exercise that goes through and just does a double check, that can check the websites in mass. You can use a GPT for Sheets or something to take your CSV and have something go through and tell you, is this actually relevant to my offer or not? Is it relevant to the industry I'm trying to target or not? And make sure you mark the good versus the bad fit leads. Now, at this point, you have a list with cleaned emails. You know that you have now cleaned off any companies that no longer fit your ICP. And so the only thing left to do is either clean the company names if you plan on using that in your messaging, or just prepare your copy and put it into a sequencer. Now, if you want to kick it up one more gear, what you can also do, which I highly recommend you do, because you shouldn't have that big of a list, is take it into a software like Clay and have it do research for you on every single one of these contacts. You can check one of my other videos for exactly how to do this in Clay, but effectively you'll set up a Clay table and you'll prompt all of the data that you have, the name, the website, the LinkedIn profile, the company LinkedIn, whatever is relevant, and you will use that information to create a message specific to that person. It might be about what role they have. It might be about news that just came out. It might be about something on their profile. But you will use Clay to surface the most relevant insight. And again, it's not just about personalization, it's about relevance. So personalization is, hey, I really think it's cool that you went to UC Berkeley and you went to a modern day high school. Nobody cares about that. They want relevance. I just saw that you guys got 13.1 million in funding. That's awesome. That's relevant, and it might lead into something, the reason why you're reaching out. There's an opportunity for us to work together. I see you have the funding, you have some momentum. You want to surface that kind of information. Clay is perfect for that. Once you have done that for your entire list, then you have personalized messaging that you can upload directly into your CSV, and you can use whatever sequencer you want. It could be Instantly, it could be Smartly, really up to you. This is at a very high level, how to target the right enterprise ICP. Now, in another video, we'll go in depth and I'll actually craft a campaign for an enterprise market. But for now, if you don't know how to do this part, then it doesn't matter what I craft in my campaign. It doesn't matter the messaging I use, because you're going to be hitting the wrong people and it will tank everything. Email campaigns, any account-based marketing is all about your audience, your deliverability, and your messaging. Make sure you get your audience and your deliverability down before you even attempt messaging. Any one of those things is wrong, the entire thing is cooked. Now, if you want to learn more about how we can set this up for your business and you want to reach out to more enterprises, then go ahead and book a call with me. My link is in the description. We'll do a scoping call and see how this might fit for you or your business.